Welcome to Selfish Confidence, a place where we can connect and be real about how hard it is to be your damn self. My name is Jess, and my goal is to help you build confidence and belief in yourself to live any life path you want, even if it's unconventional. It's time to flip off societal pressures and connect with women who've also felt on the outside by their life choices. We're here to encourage you to grab the mic and speak your truth. I know it can be scary, but we're in this together. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Selfish Confidence Podcast. It's Jess here, and we are still in our Speak Up Speaker series, which is freaking exciting. All of the month of May, we are announcing all of the speakers who are going to be joining us at the amazing Speak Up event in Halifax, Nova Scotia on October 5th and 6th. And I am just like so freaking pumped. And pumped for a lot of reasons, but one in particular is that I'm going to be able to hug a lot of people who I don't get to hug every single day. And one of those people is here hanging out with me right now.
Hi.
I'm like, guess who it is?
It's me.
They're like, who is me?
Yeah,
I have
Ashley.
my very good friend, Ashley O'Connor on, who has been on this podcast multiple times, who has been just an amazing, amazing resource to our community, to Confidently You, to all of the things. And I'm just so excited to announce that you're actually going to be speaking at Speak Up. How exciting.
Woo! I'm very excited. I'm so honored. It's going to be I already know it's going to be an incredible event because I've been to so many of yours at this point. And this first big one the energy is going to be amazing. And so I'm so honored to be a part of it.
I'm just so excited. I knew 100% it would be you. And before I get into kind of why I chose you, can you tell us, Ashley, a bit about you? Someone who is listening who's like, who's Ashley? Tell us about you and what do you do?
Who is Ashley? That's a great question.
We worked on that last week at the retreat. You should know now.
I feel like that's a whole journey over the past, I don't know how many years anyways, is who I am. But when we talk about like a resume or whatever we want to call it, I am a registered nurse turned health coach and personal trainer for other registered nurses and just caregivers in general. This is now my third career. So I started out in a psychology space. I was in biomedical manufacturing and in research, and then in behavioral health. And then I went back to school, became a nurse, did that for a few years, and then became an entrepreneur because I found that was the place I was going to make the biggest impact. And that's where I am today, is trying to help the people who are helping the world. And that feels the most aligned for me because it's in the nature of caregivers, right? Like nurses, healthcare workers, teachers, parents, to put everybody else before themselves. And that typically will mean that their own health or their own mental health will deteriorate. So I didn't want to stand on the sidelines of that anymore. And instead, I help those people take care of themselves, because then there's this magical effect that they just start taking care of everyone around them better. And that makes the world better. So I'm a speaker now and a podcaster myself. I have a podcast called The Ashley O Show, and that's going to be transitioning as well. But we essentially talk about the same things: how to take care of yourself when your life is incredibly busy. So that's me. I'm about to move to Denver, Colorado in a matter of weeks here. And we've got really big transitions happening in life, but it's all beautiful.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to come visit you too in Denver. And Ashley's been on this amazing journey of self-discovery. And when you say, like, hey, who are you and what do you do? We all know that question freaking scares us, especially when we're multi-passionate and it's ever changing in what we do. And Ashley's been ever changing in what she does and also where she lives, in who she's, interacting with and what she wants to focus on. And I think been a beautiful testament to watch you figure this out. And I know you were just like, oh, I want to just figure it out already. But like watching you go through it has been so beautiful. And I knew I wanted to have Ashley on as a speaker at Speak Up from the moment I thought about this whole process, because Ashley is an incredible speaker. Like if you haven't already heard her podcast or listened to her speak in person, she's just magical in what she talks about and what she does and what she helps women with. But also, Ashley was one of like my very first one-to-one clients back in the day. We met each other in a Facebook community page. And it transitioned from a client coach relationship to a friend relationship to business partners and exciting things that we're going to be doing together. And it's just been like this really cool thing to watch it like all flow together. Like there's no other person that had won on that stage other than you. So I'm so excited that you agreed to being a part of this and coming all the way up here to the Great White North and experiencing Nova Scotian fall, which will be beautiful, but also a little chillier than you might be used to.
And that's okay. It's gonna be gorgeous.
It's gonna
I
be
love
gorgeous.
I love Nova Scotia. I love Halifax. I've been there one time and it was
Yeah.
great. I
Yeah,
got good
Ashley,
weather that time
you
actually.
did actually. Ashley
Yeah.
came up for the very first retreat in early November of 2022, and it was like the most beautiful weather we have ever had. Ashley was walking around in her bathing suit like all weekend, and I was like, "Girl, you're from Arizona." But it was like 20 degrees and it was a beautiful day. So, yeah, bring that with you again because we're going to need that up here.
I got
Can
you.
you tell everyone what you're looking forward to most when it comes to Speak Up?
Ooh, what I'm looking forward to most. That is always, these are always the hardest questions because I'm
I
like, I
know.
could list about 10 things. What I'm looking forward to most, honestly, is just that room. And I think the energy that's going to be in it because you just have a magical ability to bring the best people into a room. Like you just attract really wonderful people because you make people feel safe. If anyone has ever been on the fence about working with Jess or going to an event or doing that, I can tell you firsthand that she's going to make you feel incredibly safe and is going to open up so much for you because of what she creates. And I just know that that's going to happen and Speak Up. Like after this retreat that we just went through this past week, that was the same thing. The people that you brought together were incredible. And when that happens, there's just more magic that happens on top of it. So when you bring people together who are growth mindset, who are just open and vulnerable and there to share and grow and learn from each other and connect, beautiful things happen. So I'm so excited to be part in that room and part of that experience because I know that there's going to be so much growth that happens. I know that there's going to be transformations that happen and also just real friendships and community and connection. So that I think is what I'm looking forward to the most. Not only just speaking on the stage, but being in the room with everybody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What do you think too, where like you've been to events now, we've both been to events where we're like also speaking and being a part of it. Like, how do we incorporate both? I'm just curious. Like, do you think that that's ever something that you struggle with where you're like one person's speaker and also an attendant?
Ooh, like how to kind of be present in both spaces.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I feel like the first stage, and I think you're the same. The first stage we were on, it was a little bit of a weird event. Like we were like, our energy is a little off, and maybe that was because we were about to speak. Um, but part of that I think was like the Band-Aid experience. Like we
Mm,
both needed to do it for the first time, like in a big stage. And then I don't know, I felt so at home there and speaking and connecting in that way that I feel like it's going to be easier to bridge the gap. Like I also just the privilege of being able to be a keynote speaker. I'm so excited to be able to go out into the crowd and connect directly with people and then sit beside them for the next speakers. Like I think that's how you bridge the gap is to be able to sit next to them and sit next to everyone and connect to everyone because I would never want this experience, at least for me, right? I would never want anyone who is listening, who is sitting in the chairs, watching speakers to think that we're on any different level. There's no hierarchy. There's none of that. It's that we're all just people who want to just connect and share a message. So I would never want there to be a divide. So anyone who goes to speak up and is listening, know that we're just people. We're just your best friends who want to talk to you and connect with you. And that I think is how we're gonna bridge that gap.
yeah. I think too with like the planning of the event, as you know, I've been like very strategic with who I'm picking, who's on the stage, all of those pieces. But all of the people who are speaking on the stage are also attendants with VIP tickets. Like they are also people who are going to be at the VIP night, hanging out with us on the cocktail cruise, and they're people who are going to be sitting in the VIP chairs and hanging out at the event. Like they have their tickets to be a part of the event as much as they are speakers. And I think that that's really helpful too because again, like you said, like it's we're all in the same place. We're all on the same level. We're all in this together and we can really learn a lot from each other. And I think I've never really particularly loved events where the speakers come, speak, and then they get back on their private jets and they go home.
Yes.
Like that's just not the vibe that I wanted here. I wanted people who want to be a part of it. And Ashley is one of those people who has been such an influential part of my journey, who like is like a girl's girl who's going to be a part of this event and make it something really, really special. So, yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited. Do you have any idea of what you're going to be sharing? I know it's 6 months away, but might as well ask.
You know, I don't know exactly yet. And this I think a previous version of me probably would have been obsessing over it and stressing over it and making a list and doing all of these things. And now I guess I feel this comfort in like just waiting and letting whatever, because there's going to be something I'm supposed to say, I think. And so giving myself the space to figure out what that's going to be. I mean, what I'm passionate about talking about, especially for women, is just falling in love or building a relationship with their body again. So I imagine there's going to be something around there because we need that reminder all the time as women and as people. But I think we're so hard on ourselves and our bodies and what they're supposed to look like or the size they're meant to be or whatever else. And I really would love to break through that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a theme along those lines. But I also am leaving it open in case there's something else that I meant to say. And even just what you were saying just then, you said that I am such a girl's girl. That even just sparked something in me where I'm like, I was not. So for anyone who's listening, I mean, if you're listening to Jess's podcast, you're probably a girl's girl already. But if you are anything like me, not very long ago, probably a couple years ago, I thought that I was destined to never have friends who were women because I think it was mostly because I was closed off, but I just assumed like, oh, I just make friends with guys. Like I don't get along with girls. Like they're too catty or they're like I just categorize women in this one big category. And I think it was based on fear. I or just me not knowing myself. So anyone who's on the fence and maybe isn't sure if they belong in a room like this because they're not girly enough or they don't call themselves a girl's girl. This is the kind of community, and this might scare you a little, but this is the kind of community where you're going to get sucked in into the beauty of that. Like Jess is one of the people who like made me feel like I could be a girl's girl again. Like that I could have good girlfriends. Like I have a list of people now. I didn't have friends for years and years. Like I just thought I was meant to be on my own. But Jess is one of the people that broke down that barrier. So I just want to throw that out there for somebody listening who might be like, oh, that's not me though. I'm not girly enough. I don't love pink as much as Jess does. I only have friends who are guys. Like if that's you, just throw yourself in the room. Just try it and you'll get sucked in.
I like how you said it, you get sucked in. Now I'm picturing me at this event with like a straw outside, like sucking up people off the street. You're like, come be one of us.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And
No, it was
I wouldn't change it.
you chose it. You chose it.
I
You came for
did.
me. But it is interesting that you say that because yeah, that's not my story. Like I've always had a lot of friends and a lot of girlfriends growing up. But I can see in you too, like I watched you break down that wall of like years. I was like, girl, when are you gonna actually like let me see who you are? And Ashley, just this past weekend at the retreat, we were 8, 9 women all together at this event. And from the second Ashley got there, she was herself. And I've been privileged to see that. It's like I'm gonna get so emotional. It's one of the greatest gifts, being able to see Ashley for Ashley. And sometimes it just takes breaking down some of those walls. So I'm glad I sucked you in because you are just incredible. And I can't even imagine not having you as one of my greatest girlfriends. So, man, just thinking about watching you on stage and I'm like, haha, sucked you in, girl.
Yeah. The
Oh, good
initiation
times.
is worth it. It's worth it.
It's scary, but it is so worth it. It's so worth it. And this room, like I used to be almost afraid to say it because I didn't want to brag or anything like that. But like I do attract incredible women together. And if you're listening to this, you are one of those incredible women. Like I bring great people together. So you're gonna want to be in this room. You're going to want to meet these special people. And if you are someone who doesn't have a lot of friends, I promise you, you'll be walking away with great friendships, especially for my local girlies, because how beautiful is it going to be for us to do things after this event too? Like these are people who you could meet up for coffee on a Saturday morning, or these are people who you could come to socials with or be a part of the sisterhood. And like, it's really going to be a beautiful and special event.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great. I can't wait. And yeah, you're right. It's probably gonna have a lot of pink, okay?
it's okay.
It's just who I am. Like
I probably won't be wearing pink, so I'll
that's
balance it
okay.
out.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You're
Yes.
allowed to, if you want to wear all black, you can. You
Yes,
can
you
do that
can.
here. You can still be part of the cult.
We're not a cult. I'm not
It's a
sucking
really
in
good one.
followers. It's a really good one, she says. I love it. And I guess this kind of leads into the next question I have too on like why is community and supporting women so important to you?
I think again, it goes back to at least my experience, I think, where I didn't have that. And then over these past few years, it's been so that's what's changed everything. Like that's the thing. That was the formula that I needed was community and people that I could relate to and people that I could be myself with. And how many of us need that in general after the past few years of our lives? We all need community and connection. And I think women need this in particular because for some of us, maybe if you were like me, we've closed ourselves off to a lot of this type of connection, especially vulnerable connection. We've been told for so long, like, don't cry in public, don't be so emotional. I don't know, don't be so vulnerable. You're too sensitive. We've been told that we're too blank for years, like too many things. And I think a community like this one, like a safe space like this is the place where you can be you, like be who you are, be yourself, because you may think that you're being yourself right now. I've done this too, where I'm like, I am authentic. I'm myself. I say things, I say what's on my mind, but that's not the same. And it's these spaces and this type of community, being around a bunch of women who are crying and not ashamed of it, where I'm like, oh, I could do that too. And that's not easy for me. And that's not, I know that's probably not easy for some of you listening, but this is the kind of space where suddenly you realize I can actually just be whoever is in there. Like you actually authentically you can express yourself in a space like this. And I think that's where community becomes so important, is that if you build the right community of women who are safe, who listen to you, who are empathetic, who are people that are in Jess's space, it's a guarantee if you're in Jess's space. That's where we grow the most.
Yeah. I think one of the things too I love about events in general is like you can go and be you. For the most part, nobody knows you there. Like maybe you're bringing your mom or your best friend along, sure. But if you're coming totally by yourself and you don't know anyone in this room, you could literally wear that outfit that's in the back of your closet that you were just like, oh, I could never wear that. Or when I wear that, my friends would judge me, or my partner's gonna think I'm too much. Like you could come in that outfit and we're just going to be like, yeah, girl, that's who you are. We don't know otherwise. I always think that's so interesting where like people don't, a lot of people who are in this space don't know me from before I started my podcast. I'm a very different version of Jess. I came into this very differently. And Ashley's even saying that too. She's a different version of Ashley than she was before she started her podcast. And you get to become that in these spaces. It gives you a place to practice who you are and stand in your power and literally wear anything you want without judgment and like that'd be the coolest thing. Like I know sometimes we go out with girlfriends and you're like, I could never wear that. They're gonna judge me so much. And they might, because they know a different version of you. But these girls don't. These
Yeah,
sisters don't know anything about you. So like come and wear whatever you want. Ashley could show up in all pink and you
I
wouldn't
could.
know that that is very uncomfortable for her.
Maybe I have to. Maybe that's the
Maybe.
thing. We're gonna see what happens.
We're gonna
Pink and
see what happens.
sparkles. It's gonna happen.
Oh my gosh, we could like swap outfits. You could dress me and I could dress you.
That could be fun.
It'd be super fun.
You throw people off though, I think if you did that one.
If I
But
showed
you
up in all
can.
black, but I can because
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. I'm so excited. Like even just to have you and your energy around. And last week, which was like even less than a week ago, we said bye after the retreat, but it wasn't that hard to say bye because I knew we were going to see each other so soon. And like that is so it makes it so much easier.
It
So,
does.
I'm really excited. And I've planned this event to be like hanging out with my best friends for the whole day. So if you're looking for some really amazing people, like this is the space for you. Can you tell everyone listening where they can connect with you, where they can find your podcast, where they can get to know all about you before the event?
Yes. So this is a funny one too, because we've got a big transition going on. But right now, the podcast is called The Ashley O Show. So there are almost 300 episodes on there. So that's a space you can go and binge a bunch of episodes. We are going to be starting fresh with that very soon this summer. And that's going to be the Healing Healthcare podcast, very similar vibe. So the Ashley O Show is a great place to just binge a bunch of episodes and get to know me in that space. But in terms of following me and connecting with me, you can do that over at Health Coach for Nurses. That's the page we're starting with here. That is the space where you can, yeah, DM me, shoot me a message. Like, I am an open book. If you're curious about whether you should go to this event, like if you're on the fence and you're like, you know what, Jess wears a lot of pink, Ashley wears a lot of black, I think I connect with that, so I'm going to message her, do it. Like, I'll tell you all the things. However, I can help you be in that room. That's my job, because you need to be there. If you're listening to this podcast and it's on your mind, if you listen to this podcast, you should just be in the room. I think that is just a guarantee. But I can help sway you. I'll help you suck you in too.
Ashley's now on sucking duty. Okay, can I just say, did you just say the new podcast name is Healing Healthcare?
Yeah, the
That is
Healing Healthcare
so
podcast.
good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And it wasn't taken.
Oh my gosh, I love it so
Magic.
much. Absolutely. It was meant for you.
Yeah,
It's
I'm very
exactly what
excited.
you're here to do. And oh my gosh, I'm so, so, so excited. And Ashley and I might be having a little special announcement coming out here soon that we won't share now, but like maybe
Gonna be
there's something.
good.
It's gonna be good. We just gotta take some action and do some sucking. I don't know why that's now gonna be in my head. I'll be like,
That's gonna be a thing.
I just gotta suck some more people in.
Now you should put straws in like the bags,
Yes.
like the curly straws, and then we'll do a whole thing with it. That'd be weird, but we're
You know
weird,
what?
so we can do
We are weird, and you all know I like to do some weird things. So I think that's gonna be great.
it.
I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
Okay, so you are a new addition to the crayon box. Okay?
Okay.
What color would you be and why?
Ooh, it's a yellow, but it's gonna be a variation of a yellow. What color? Which one? I'm gonna go with a neon yellow.
Ooh.
Um, because it's a bold color. It's a good color, but it's also bright and happy. I've always loved yellow, and it used to be a mustard yellow was my go-to, but the neon's I'm feeling a pull with the neon
Ooh.
yellow. And I think it goes with so much, but it complements so much. I love a high contrast. That's also Jess and I, high contrast
I love it. I thought you were
in the
gonna say
most beautiful
black,
way.
so
No, no, I
she's a
love an all
neon.
black outfit, but I love an all black outfit with the pop of neon
Oh,
yellow. So,
yes.
yeah.
I love it. That's a great color. You are neon yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I am so excited to see you soon and to hug you and to have you be a part of this. It really would not be the same without you.
I'm so honored to be part of it. I cannot wait. And I cannot wait to see all of you listening. Hug us all. I'll hug you. Do it all day.
I'll hug you. Like I just said
Yeah.
that. I'll hug you.
We'll do a big group hug. It'll be great.
It's gonna be so great. I can't wait. Thanks so much for being here and for being a part of this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Every week that another speaker gets announced, I just get more and more excited for this incredible event that we are planning for October 5th and 6th in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And so now we have our third speaker announced. So if you haven't listened to the other two episodes, we have Gina Keeping, we have Geneva Dickey, and now Ashley O'Connor coming in to speak at this incredible event. And as you've heard in the episodes, I've been very strategic in picking the speakers and why I want them to be a part of this. One, for the energy they bring is like top notch. All of these people are very important people in my life, and I want that energy in the room to feel like you're hanging out with me and my BFFs for the day. And your new BFFs, all of the people that you're going to meet. And I know the vibe is going to be incredible. As I watch people get their tickets, I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's coming and this person's coming and this person, oh, it's going to be such an epic day. And if you've gotten your VIP ticket, you know it's a 2-day event for you. So we have our VIP cocktail social from 5 to 7 on October 5th. So we'll have this like beautiful cocktail cruise. We'll be able to meet all of the people before the event so that when you go to the event, you've already made friends. You already can have people to sit with. You can already feel more comfortable and safe in that space because you've made some of those like scary introductions the day before. And then of course we have the full day event on the 6th where you're able to like see all of the speakers, enjoy all the company, really just like get immersed in this world of confidence and speaking up and just standing in your power. Like, I cannot wait for this amazing weekend. And of course, added bonus, if you're in the Selfish Sisterhood, we have a sisterhood lunch happening on the 5th before the VIP night. So we'll have a lunch and then the VIP night and then the full day event. So if you're in the sisterhood, you're ready for a ride. Like, you're ready for a ride. It's going to be just the best weekend ever. And maybe you're listening to this and you're like, okay, I'm in. Tell me, where do I get my ticket? I will put all the information in the show notes for you, but there's 2 different kinds of tickets you can get. You can get your VIP ticket that includes that cocktail cruise and then also the full day event. You'll also get priority seating and elevated swag bags. So there is a lot of value in that VIP ticket. It's $299 Canadian. You can also do a 3-month payment plan if that's better for you. And then the other option is our general admission ticket, which is just the full day event plus your swag bag, plus just like it's going to be an incredible day, but you won't get the VIP night on Saturday night. So that is $199 Canadian, and there is also a 3-month payment plan for that. So there are a lot of options for you to be able to come and to join us for this incredible event happening in Halifax, Nova Scotia on October 5th and 6th. And I cannot believe it's less than 6 months away. So grab your ticket and join us because early bird pricing is coming to a close pretty soon. So if you've been thinking about it, you're going to want to get your ticket because maybe one of these episodes, spoiler alert, might be announcing how you can get on that stage, but you have to have your ticket to get there. So I can't freaking wait. I hope you have a great day, and if you have any questions, send them my way.
What's up, sis? I am so glad we could hang out today. If you love this episode, send it to a friend or share it on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me sprinkle some confidence in the world. And don't forget, you are magic. Let's show the world your shine.